Hello? Can you hear me? Is this thing on? I can see my volume. I can see my volume. It's work. How we doing? Welcome in. Missing a couple of buttons on my end. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Ooh, Billy with first place. Nice. How you doing, bud? Nice a second. Hell yeah. Apologies for how late I am. You about soon? Yeah, all good. What you gotta do? Apologies for how late I am. I messaged on the Discord, but I feel like I owe an actual apology as well. Big day today. Big day today. I had to organize a few things. And I burnt out my brain in the process. Absolutely cooked. To the point where how to explain? I've attempted to explain it in the past, but I haven't done a very good job of it. I'll reattempt. You know that feeling of thinking to capacity, and then when you try and think of things beyond your capacity, your brain literally starts to hurt. I was kind of at that point when I got home this afternoon, this evening. So I decided to go for a little bit of a nap. And it's helped immensely. I can still feel that feeling of like brain pressure, I guess, is a terrible way of saying it, but it's true. I can still feel that sort of presence in my head, the demons. But it's not nearly as bad. It's not nearly as bad as before. So I'm glad that I took the little nap. I slept for about an hour. And I feel better for it. Yet another example of sleep being, as the kids say, absolutely goated with the sauce. I don't think anyone says that, actually. Don't mind me. Pretty hip, not gonna lie. My lingo has definitely kept up with the times. I've got that cool verbiage on lock. It is on fleek. I don't think that's a thing anymore either. Frick. It's fine. Mushrooms being a little bit bigger feels better. I like that. What was the other thing that I wanted to do? Ah, yes. I remember now. Nicely. How you doing, bud? Merp, merp. Chilling, watching Invincible? Hell yeah. Glad to hear it. Lucky number. Lucky number 13. Hi, Cannibal. How you doing? It's been 4 check-ins already? Good lord. How you doing today? How do I feel the arting is going so far? Yeah, not bad. Well, I mean, we've just started. But I was just saying before that, I'm very, 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 very glad that I took a little bit of a rain check for stream and went for that nap because my head feels a lot better. Doing good. Been really enjoying your game. Ooh, which one? I feel like gaming is eating pretty well at the moment. Claire Obscura? Did you jaws for today? Only dinner and dishes left? Hell yeah. Well, now that the chores have been done, what's left for Nice to do during Nice's downtime? The world is your oyster. Art style and the music are both really good. Yeah, I've heard. I also hear that the story is quite good. Make sure I take care of myself. Yeah, especially with how hectic things are going to be for the next couple of weeks. It'll be important that I stay on top of making sure that Mahali's still ticking. World is your oyster, and you hate oysters, and I'm allergic. My breathing tract, esophagus closing up. Can't breathe. Here we go again. Straight to the emergency room. Don't show up my urgent care going into anaphylaxis. Hi, can you can you just sit down with the triage? We'll take a quick read on what your symptoms are, and you just yes, that's good. So, anaphylactic shock, hey? That's a doozy. All right, we'll get you into the schedule now, and in the next 3 to 4 hours, you'll see a doctor. Hell yeah. Fear of emergency rooms that Americans have drives you nuts. I mean, I get it. I'm on my high horse where I know that I'll receive decent treatment for a decent price, that sort of thing. Whereas the healthcare system's a little bit shot. But if they've got private health cover, at that point in time, I don't get it. Can pay you for your visit with one of your kidneys. It's true. I mean, you're in the right place for it as well. Yeah, while you're in there, while you're digging around, just take one of my kidneys. It's fine. Help yourself. I'm an all-you-can-eat buffet, but just like don't eat me, I guess. Simply a turn of phrase. Hi, Kels. Hi, Logic. How you doing? Apologies for my lateness. Apologies for my lateness today. I was snoozing. I was caught snoozing. No, it wasn't. It wasn't accidental. I needed to nap for a little bit before I streamed because my head had reached capacity. I needed a bit of time to reset. You should go for a nap? Yeah. If you do want to and you can, I recommend it. As somebody who just saw the benefits personally. Trying to decide if you want to art or play PG3. The way I try to think about it is if I really need the rest, playing a bit of video games and chilling is it's always good. Always good. I don't know. It's one of those things where there are a lot of factors that you can look at. A deep philosophical assessment as to whether or not you should play video games or do some art. But I don't know. It kind of depends on where you're. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. Because I know for a fact that sometimes I can play video games, and I can think to myself, oh, you know what? I really needed that. That hit the spot. You know, I took the opportunity to rest, and I feel better for it. There are other times where I've played video games and I've thought, frick. I much prefer to have like done something a little bit more meaningful with the time. Not to say that gaming isn't meaningful, you know what I mean. So it kind of depends on where you're at. If you're kind of at capacity and you need to just take a bit of downtime, gaming is usually the correct cure. Hi Josh, good time zone. Is new little fella chilling near the tavern? It is. Trying to figure out exactly what I want him to look like. Probably dislike the fact that is exactly in line with the other one. Maybe if we move him down a little bit, maybe, perhaps. Perhaps just a little bit. Something like that. What about that? But then we lift the claw a little bit to kind of imply that the elevation changed. There we are. Brilliant. Something like that. Maybe feels a bit better. Do you know what I mean? Kind of want to art, but the art is not arting the way you want it to. I'm just going to say things. If I keep thinking about it, I'm not going to end up saying anything. And the world will be a worse off place if I don't yap. I tend to find that when I attempt to art and it just ain't doing it, I tend to find that that's because I'm trying to come up with unique solutions to unique problems, and that kind of sends my brain into overdrive, where I am digging deep in the well trying to come up with solutions, and oftentimes I draw a bit of a blank, and then oftentimes during that umming and ahhing I'm just staring at the canvas, and it's quite frankly pissing me off in the process. So what I find to help with this dilemma of being stuck is doing a bit of research. I know it's sexy, isn't it? Mahali, what should I do? I'm not having fun with this particular thing. I know what you should do. Research. It's kind of true. Doing a little bit of research, inspiration digging research type stuff can help with getting you out of the bind that you're in at the moment. Whether it's a case of you're not sure how you feel about the colors that are being used, you're not sure about the pose, the perspective, the tones that are being used in the image. Maybe it just looks off completely and you don't quite know, or perhaps you're trying to start with a concept and you don't really know where to kind of sink your teeth into. I tend to find having a look at the work of some of my greatest heroes in art and stuff helps to get my brain going. Not only to technically solve the problems, but also to kind of amp it up with creativity juice, you know? Keep using sexy words like research and chat will have to call me. No, absolutely not. Don't threaten me with a terrible time. But it's true. I tend to find that whenever I am struggling to come up with concepts, or I'm struggling to bridge a mental divide in my head, either seeing what other people have done to solve these problems, like whenever I'm struggling to figure out texture, for example, one of my go-to artists, his name is Matt Dixon. Incredible work. He just does incredible things with texture, wood texture, metal texture, lighting is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. I start exploring his work a little bit, and it gives me clues as to how I want to go about solving those same problems, but in my style. It's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. So I highly recommend it as a potential out if you're struggling. What's truly sexy? Self-compliments about your own... Absolutely not. Not in this house. I should, because I get on other people's cases all the time. Hey, Dawn Miz. Speaking of immaculate artwork, appreciate the insight. You can take it or leave it. Like, it's just the mad ramblings of some crazy guy in a tavern. But those are my 2 cents. Hey, Dawn Miz. I noticed a difference in your voice during stream today. I'm not sure if it's a full cure at this point, but you're sounding better. You're all right? How am I? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Kind of reaching capacity with all the moving stuff at the moment, but it's 2 weeks of hardship and then off to the races, I guess. I forgot how much moving sucks until until I started to until I had to start organizing a million things. Notice my space does now look considerably more empty. Yeah, I've had to start packing some of the plushes that sit on my bed usually. Boxes have piled up in the background. Half my bookcase is empty now. Dislike moving stuff. Last time you had to move, you did it in 2 days, hoping to get rid of a lot before you move again. That's kind of what I'm going through at the moment. I've got a pile of clothes that I've inherited from different family members that I've held on to for God knows what reason. They don't fit. I'd never wear them just because, like, I don't know. I'm a very simple person. I will very happily survive on like 5 items of clothing perma and just keep cycling them until they fall to, ribbons. So the fact that I have so many clothes that could be used by anybody is bothering me. So I'm going through. I've got like a big pile of clothes I want to give away. I've got some. Like, I had some superfluous D&D things, like, in the height of my craze when I was first getting into it. I got, like, D&D monster cards from Wizards of the Coast official merchandise. I don't think I used them once. I don't think I used them a single time. I know for a fact I haven't used them a single time. So just moving on to somebody who's actually going to, use these things. So that's just like a small little microscopic example of kind of what I'm doing across my entire life at the moment. So 1, huge job to undertake, but 2, I'm feeling lighter and lighter every day. Do you know that no one would blame me if I took a random night off? Yeah, I know, but like, I used to do it with frequency. I used to do it with a lot of frequency, and I didn't like the me. Yeah, it's a bit harsh. I didn't like that I was so. What's the word? Non-committal. I didn't like how non-committal I was at the time. It felt like any excuse under the sun had me. I used the example. I used the example the other day. There's a Pokemon called, is it Wormpod? What's the coward Pokemon? What's it called? Yeah, Wimpod. There's a Pokemon called Wimpod, and its ability is whenever it gets hit by any damage whatsoever, it immediately flees from the battle and swaps out with one of your other Pokemon. And that's kind of how I felt at the time, where anything happened. I was feeling a bit sick, or something went wrong with a mission that I was working on at the time, or I was late for stream for whatever reason, and it was immediately shut down. Like all stations red, sound the alarm. We were emergency. Would shut it all down. Oh god, we're leaking from every joint in this dang submarine. So I'm afraid of getting back to that spot. It's always going to be a case of there's a healthy in between, right? Of actually taking a bit of time off during emergencies, but not going to that full degree. So yeah, I just need to find where the healthy balance is, I guess. I'm doing an okay job of it in the sense that I'm giving myself next week to not stream while I actually do the physical move. But you're right, I should be more okay with the occasional impromptu cancellation. Nothing you really noticed before till it was gone. Weird how that works. Yeah, right. There's almost like a it's almost like a breaking point. I mean, that's the straw that broke the camel's back, but it's true. It'll be a build up of information or a build up of clues to a point where you notice the first domino in the line, and then as soon as you've made that notice, you notice the rest of it in motion as well. This coat was passed down to you by your great-great-great-grandfather. It's a single thread over a coat hook. Yeah, pretty much. It's not so bad. It's more like it'll be like a really nice dress shirt that I'll have inherited from my dad or something. But it's incredibly loud and floral with really bombastic designs all over it and stuff. And I'm looking at this thing, and even my most optimistic assessment of it is I would never wear this. I would never wear this in my entire life. Not that I'm not grateful. It's just I'm just not a bombastic person. Like I literally wouldn't be able to wear it in public. Must make my D&D character wear it instead. Yeah. That's how I would sort it out, you know. Deal with that piece of life. I mean, we joke, but it's kind of true. D&D is a wonderful way of like sorting through where your brain is at the time. An excellent piece of escapism. I'm pleased to announce that unless things change, I have a new fridge ready to go for the new place. Next week, Wednesday, new fridge incoming. Probably good to have, otherwise, where will I store my food? What kind of fridge? Super basic. Super, super, super basic. For real though, you struggle with this, especially now that you know you're not having any more kids. You still can't bring yourself to throw out the baby stuff because it meant something. Here's the thing. I believe in holding on to certain emblematic things, like emblematic of a state of life. Like maybe I hold on to one piece of clothing that kind of represents where I was at the time, or one book, or one a plush or something that kind of harkens back to that particular point in time. But if I've got, for example, if I have 3 plushes from that era, say 2010 Mahali, I find that it's overkill to hold on to all 3. Different people will feel differently, by the way, so you don't need to necessarily subscribe to my outlook on it. But I believe at that point in choosing, one of the 3 that means the most to me, and then potentially moving the other 2 to somebody who will make use of it. So perhaps like a nephew, that like a new baby nephew that I might have, or the child of a friend, or whatever. Like moving it on to somewhere where it will receive use. Yeah, because that way it alleviates the space pressure on me, especially because I'm living, quite small at the moment. It means that I don't have to worry about storing a million things, even reducing a million things down by 2/3, Hell yeah, I only have to deal with 333,333 things. 0.333. Yeah, that's a substantial halving of the roast, so to speak. New fridge, woo. Yeah, I'm excited. It's super basic. Freezer, fridge combo. Doesn't have like a filter in it or anything like that, because I'm happy to just have like a filter jug. I don't need all the bells and whistles. As long as it's not LG with a linear compressor, it is absolutely not. Is it weird that you're anti-nostalgic? Don't like holding on to anything unless it has a purpose? I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I was quite standoffish when it came to nostalgia for a while, because I didn't like thinking about me from the past. It's rough, but it's true. I've slowly come to kind of accept that it's okay to acknowledge that I existed in the past. So like I'm okay with some nostalgia stuff now, but not to the full like rose tinted glasses, point. What if shape slightly different? Wish you could find a happy medium between this one and what you're on. Yeah. But different people are gonna be wired differently, right? I think you're right, though. I think there is a point to trying to moderate yourself like a little bit. If you know that you function in an extreme, kind of bringing yourself towards some sort of middle ground, I think is I think is an admirable thing to attempt. Not necessarily something that you have to nail first try either, just like a little bit. Hi Green, how you doing? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I'm trying to do like a spiral shape. Harken to. So this is a rock crab that harkens to like your traditional mud crab look. I'm trying to do a rock crab that kind of alludes to a spiral shell, but isn't like full spiral shell. But I feel like I'm doing a poor job of it at the moment. Let's try and mess with the silhouette a little bit more. Let's go full home and then see what we want to do from there. That's not terrible. You're doing fine. How about me? Thank you. Sorry, I said thank you to the... Don't mind, my brain's a bit weird at the moment. I said thank you to the previous comment whilst reading the... whatever. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit flustered with some of the move stuff that's going on at the moment, but can't complain. I can't complain. I'm doing okay. Like all things considered. Only thing that you have is the color of your dogs that have passed away. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm glad that you do have them though, because there's a temptation to kind of knee-jerk disregard everything as like, this is nostalgia bait for me, and just kind of throw like the it gets overused, but baby out with the bathwater, you know. But you've done a good job of like identifying what's really important to you, you know. Looks good to me. Thank you. Your brain does that, so yeah, it just gets hiccupy sometimes, you know. Hi Skull, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I kind of wanted this crab to have like the one big claw, one little claw dynamic, but I don't think I want to do that actually. I think I want to have two heckin' chunky claws, I think. Huge chompers, I reckon. And you know what? By Jove, I'm going to make it happen. Somebody try to stop me. I dare you. I double dare you. You can't. I'm unstoppable. One big claw, one small fireball. Just a little one. For my one hand, I have a really big claw. Oh, that's intimidating. What about your other hand? I have a teeny tiny little fireball. Oh, I'm kind of more intimidated by the tiny fireball that you are harboring with your other hand. It's just small though, just little. Unassuming, I would describe it as. Complete, benign, absolutely benign fireball. Little, tiny. Microscopic, even. Oh god, what would a microscopic fireball look like? Actually, that's a good point. It's a terrible point, but we'll roll with it. You know how Goku does his like, everybody of the world, give me your energy. I'm gonna charge a big spirit bomb. You know how he does? He has his arms up in the air and he summons the big ball above his head. You know how it grows with time? Does that inherently imply that the spirit bomb starts as a tiny little, like, little grain of sand of energy that he's got above his head? It's just like a teeny tiny little dollop. Because if that's the case, that is very cute. What am I talking about? Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Absolute nonsense. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. It's true. It's true. So, whenever I get a salad from a salad bar, and then I insist that I eat the whole salad that I've just made for myself, does that make me a Sith? Because I'm eating all the salad. Absolutely all the salad. Heck. Hi Yumi, how you doing? I read that, Yumi, as like a Jojo Joestar, Jotaro Joestar kind of pronunciation. So I read that as Yummy Yumstar. Not what your name is. Probably not your name. So I sincerely apologize. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's possible, but if a granola bar is just a compact stick of granola, what is a salad bar? Yeah, that's a good point. That's an excellent point. Good lord. It is not, but you do find it fun when people pronounce it like that, so don't worry. Oh, dearie dear. I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has both gifted humanity as well as placed a curse upon all of us. What can we do? How you doing? How's your day been? You don't have to tell me, Kels. You can absolutely keep it to yourself as a secret, and I'll suffer in silence. But what did you end up going with? Did you end up playing Baldur's Gate or arting? I need closure. I don't need it. I need it. You good? Gonna mostly lurk while you draw yourself? All good. All good. Enjoy lurking. If you've got any art that you'd like to share, I'd love to see as well, by the way. You don't have to. Don't feel pressured, but always get curious. Always get curious when someone's like, oh yeah, I'm drawing something. What are you drawing? We've got a place in the Discord where you can like put all your art stuff if you've got anything that you'd like to share. It's very work in progress right now. More than fair. More than fair. I went for the longest time. Literally the longest. Hello? Logic, hi. Just to finish that thought. I went for the longest time never showing basically any of my work. Because I was perpetually at a state of, it's not finished. It's not finished. I'm not where I want to be in terms of skill. So like I can't show anything. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Because I get on other people's cases about it. How you doing, Logic? How was stream? What'd you get up to? Fall Guys. Ooh. Did you win any crowns? You feel that? Yeah. Yeah. For the longest time. I'm a little bit better with it these days, but I still struggle. How you doing, Logic? Welcome in. I hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good stream. I hope you pushed a bunch of other little bean people off into a pit of slimy pink goo. Yeah, how'd you go? You did art first, then some Fall Guys. Hell yeah, hell yeah. The usual spiel Logic, if you've got anything that you'd like to share, I would love to see a bit of art tax to pay for for all the material damages of raiding into the tavern. It's at least like 2 broken chairs, so I request tax in compensation. But yeah, like any work in progress stuff from this stream, anything from your previous body of work that you'd like to show everyone, I'd love to see. Welcome in, everyone. If you haven't met me before, I'm Harley. I'm a fantasy illustrator, so I do scenes, landscapes, character work, portraits, creature design, the whole gambit. If you like fantasy stuff, you might like it here. No promises, though. I'm a handful. I should also mention though, Logic, if you've got a raid and run, if you're coming in here exhausted and you just gotta skedaddle, no problem whatsoever. Look after yourself first and foremost. No stress whatsoever. Oh, I should probably I'm working on this today. It's been in the works for a couple of months. It's been in the works for a couple of months now, but we're almost finished. Almost finished. You should be exhausted. Yeah, you should be. How long do you stream for? But alas, your body and brain are in revolt. Ah, I see. The classic. I've been awake for 26 hours and I could really use some sleep right now, but my body has other plans. No, I get that. Post it in the Discord. Let's have a look. Did this today on stream based on a prompt for melting planets is a sick prompt. Are you kidding? It's so good. It's so goopy. Okay. Well, here's your problem. Your planet's your planet's all runny. You haven't let it Logic. You haven't let it set. You need to let it set in the fridge for like at least overnight before you bake it, because otherwise it goopifies like this. It just starts falling apart. Yeah, exactly. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. You've got the deeper parts of the ocean that I love. You've got the clouds in the atmosphere. You've got the variants of like density of forest and stuff. Ah, it's so good. It's so good. And then I don't even have to mention how good your like galactic scape is, because you always nail it. It's so good. So good. Thank you for sharing. Sorry, don't mind me gawking for a little bit. Thank you for sharing. Thanks. Crying Dutch girl, thank you for the follow. Welcome. How you doing? Hi Squares. Lurking while you play Overwatch? All good. Good luck. Win a couple for me, please. Lose the rest, but at least win a couple for me. How would you prefer that I refer to Crying Dutch girl? I tend to, it's an Aussie thing, I tend to abbreviate people's names a little bit. You can insist on the full like the full name, completely fine, but do you mind if I refer to you as Cry or Dutch, or just referring to you as girl is a bit strange. It has the same energy as like just referring to somebody as boy. I'm here, boy. It's ominous. I don't. Dutch or Dutchy? Okay. Easy. Hi. Yeah, hi. How you doing? How's your day been? thought Dutch might like my work. Oh. Oh. But it's been, this one's been in limbo. This one has been in limbo for far too long. Do I have somewhere in the Discord to share whips? Not. There's the share your art for just like art in general. So that's generally where I'd say whips would go. There's the critique channel, but that's different. That's for like if you're looking for particular types of feedback. And then there's the mature art section as well, which is it's its own thing. Yeah, I'd say just like share your art would fit the bill. Speaking of the critique channel, I should use it more often. I should post some of my things there and be like, hey, what do you think? Because I know, getting feedback is like the fastest way to improve. It is. It objectively is. Sometimes I feel like it's cheating. It's super not. It's absolutely not, and I need to get out of my own head about it. But it's almost like I think of art as like a little puzzle that I need to solve. But it's so not a single player game. I mean, it can be, I suppose, if you want to lean into full hermitage, but it's absolutely cooperative. Hi, Noctua, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Crunchy neck. Just got done eating breakfast. Gonna work on March Piece now. Probably finishing it up. Nice. I don't think I'll be able to do a March thing this time. I'm upset, but I need to be realistic. I need to understand where my time is at. Valid, yeah. You didn't do last month? Yeah, I know, but I feel guilty because it's like, it's my event that I'm holding, you know? It's like me saying like, come on everyone, come to the barbecue. It's BYO snacks. And then I, as the host to the barbecue, don't bring anything myself. Ugh. The spiral shell isn't really working. Can I do... what kind of boulder should I do then? If spiral shell isn't what I'm after, let's look up pictures of boulders. Or Dwayne, get off my screen. Different kind of rocks. It's a terrible analogy. It's 1-to-1. The metaphor maps on 1-to-1. The barbecue is the monthly art fair. The snacks that are BYO is art. And I'm munching and crunching on everybody else's art, going, this is delicious. I love this. And then other people are like, so Mahali, what did you bring? What can I snack on that you've brought to the barbecue? And I'm saying, nada, nothing. I was too busy moving house or whatever. God. Is this like a monthly prompt thing that I host? Yeah, yep. So in the Discord, I've got a monthly art fair down at the bottom. There's a bunch of details to it, but basically what it boils down to is like each month we have a prompt that I announce at the start, and then everybody has a month to put something together. And then at the end of the month, I'm blind to them, so I don't look at any of it. Everybody adds like spoiler tags to it and stuff, so I can't see. And then at the end of the month on stream, I open them all up like it's Christmas morning, and I've got a lap full of presents, and I go, ooh, what's this one that's shaped like a Nintendo 64? And then I unwrap it, I go, oh my goodness, it is a Nintendo 64, and then I run around the house. I got lost in the sauce there a little bit. So basically, it's a blind art prompt where I'm blind to it until the end of the month, and then I get to see what everybody's done at the end. And I get jump scared by spiders. Twice now I was jump scared by spiders. Frickin' Kessa, it's fine. It's fine, I didn't take it personally. I'm a trooper. Doing the work of hosting, but this is an event, not a dinner. The fun part is getting the space to participate, not just the end. Yeah, I guess. And it is like the festivity of it. Yeah, I suppose. Harumph. Don't mind me. I'm looking at rocks right now. I'm distracted. What kind of rock shape would go well with a crab? So kind of like the spiral. I just get this strong like poop emoji kind of vibe to it. I don't know what else to. I don't know how else to describe it. I could break it up a little bit. That's always. I could have like a crack through it or something that breaks up the. That reads a little bit better. Was the second one last month? Get blind to that yourself so far? Yeah, it was. It was from last month. Looking at rocks right now, I'm distracted. Isn't that the most awesome thing ever? No, it's true. I wasn't looking at pictures of rocks. I wasn't just looking at pictures for rocks for no reason, okay? I was looking at references. If I say that it's references, it feels more productive. Looking forward to seeing the video. Well, we've got the video from... Yeah, we do. It's finished. It's basically finished. It's on me. Billy's waiting for me because I'm moving or whatever. Rumph. I should have it out by the weekend. Speaking of me procrastinating on things, it's been an hour. I should take my break. I recommend that everybody else as well. Like if you've been sat or laid down for the past hour, I recommend getting up and moving around a little bit. You'll feel better for it. I've come to learn this over time, that taking breaks is actually conducive to 1, productivity, and 2, mental health and stuff. So I do recommend that you take a break as well. While I'm away, I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads so that we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the following hour. I'll see you soon. BRB. Hi, hi. On your ski trip with your dad, you stopped while you were walking. Your dad asked what you were doing, and your brother immediately answered, Jamie's just found a rock again. But like, I don't know, like rocks are heckin' satisfying. What can I say? Hi, welcome back. It was egg-shaped. Why didn't they stop then? I'd stop for an egg-shaped rock. Are you kidding? Completely valid interruption of walk. What layer are we on? There we go. Ah, I see the problem. Let's get rid of all of this. While I was out and about today, I was having the best time. I was listening to somebody absolutely crashing out over Tears of the Kingdom. The Legend of Zelda game that came out couple of years ago. I think a couple of years ago at this point. And it was so satisfying. It was so satisfying because it spoke to all of my grievances, literally all of them. Time has gone so fast. It has, but upside bonus is because it's been so long. It presumably means that they've been working on a sequel all this time, and if it takes like 3 to 4 years to develop a Legend of Zelda game, we're almost there. Sorry, don't mind me. I was just trying to silver lining. But it was so satisfying because there were so many things to do with Tears of the Kingdom that had me not consciously but subconsciously not wanting to play the game, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It's this feeling of like, yeah, but like, why am I not enjoying it? Because like, it had so many enjoyable aspects, but something's kind of getting in the way of me being able to enjoy it. And this person's complaints all essentially put all of my subconscious holdups on the page in front of me, and I enjoyed that read. It was incredibly satisfying to read. Still posit that I'm just weak. But not enjoying Tears of the Kingdom? Some of the grievances you remember me giving? Here are a few that really stood out to me from the thing that I watched before. A lot of the items that you earn throughout the game are just essentially memes. What do I mean when I say this? Remember in Breath of the Wild, the original game, the one before Tears of the Kingdom, Remember how part of the game, quote unquote, was that you could put a little amiibo on your Nintendo Switch, just boom, plonk it on there, and then it would reward you with essentially meme items like Majora's Mask, like a very haha funny t-shirt, different Link outfits or whatever. Remember that? Hi, Mild. Noelle. Sorry, don't mind me. Hi, Noelle. How you doing? Apologies. 10 is definitively not bad. You had an ADHD hyperfocus on your side. That's fair, but hear me out. In Breath of the Wild, you could scan your amiibos and you could get meme outfits, right? I didn't necessarily have an issue with this in Breath of the Wild because you had to go out of your way to get a separate thing, mash it into your game system, and then it would become part of the game. At that point in time, sure, whatever. If you want to go out of your way to put it into the game, it exists in the game, sure. I don't like it, but it exists. In Tears of the Kingdom, it's not an amiibo thing anymore. It's base game. So when you do a challenge in the video game, you receive a meme as a reward. I found that to be incredibly immersion breaking. It didn't dawn on me at the time. It's not that I thought to myself like, oh, my immersion, it has been broken. There was just this feeling of like, oh, okay, I'll find something else to do, I guess. You know, every time I would receive one of the meme outfits as a reward. But it's just base game at this point, and I dislike that greatly. It feels like in this like story game, there are like canonical memes that exist. I just don't like it. It's the same for it's the same with me in like cameos and stuff. It just kind of breaks the universe a bit for me. So there was that. The second thing that really stood out to me was the underground was completely empty. And yeah, it absolutely was. Doing okay? Feeling a little unwell, but you think it'll pass? Oh, yeah, well, I hope it doesn't stick. When you say that you're feeling unwell, as in like a scratchy throat or something, hopefully jumping on it early with like a bunch of nutrition and rest and tea and that sort of thing will help. You gonna head off for tonight? Have a good night. Look after yourself, Slink. Sleep well. You just weren't mad about that? No, that's fair. When I'm bringing up my grievances, I'm not saying that they're grievances that you should share. I'm just saying that it's satisfying to like have my grievances articulated in a way that makes sense to me. Annoyed when you have to use the things from outside the game to get the things in the game. So on principle, you appreciate it was available to everyone. I would prefer, in my perfect world, that that they just weren't a thing at all. Or were at least so locked behind having to do a very memey thing in order to get them. No, even then, I just prefer that they didn't exist at all. Yeah, I get what you mean. Like it feels less scummy this way, but it feels like a worse game in the way that it's done. A little nauseous and cold. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't stick. But yeah, the other thing was what did I say? I said it a second ago. Yeah, the Underdark. I'm going to refer to it as the Underdark. I don't care. The Underdark was just such a nothing, you know. How am I today? Yeah, doing good. Doing good. A little bit overwhelmed. Is that the right word? A little bit overworked, I guess. My brain is a bit tired, but otherwise I can't complain. The underground is empty. Could be more there. You agree? Still like jumping around down there though. It just felt very lazy to be like, here's an open area and then we'll chuck some spare parts at you. Go and make your own fun. I don't know. It was like the worst parts of open world to me, where it very much so kind of just tells you to make your own fun. Hi Billy, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. You've been chosen, apparently. To do what? Which told you that you've been trusted. You have been, yeah. There is a thing that you can do where you favorite people. You like that it forced you to actually build things. Cool part of the game, which you had otherwise neglected. And actually got to get into that part. But that's a very personal thing. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I think I wouldn't have an issue with it being like that if they gave you any sort of reason to do it outside of just it's so empty that you need something to traverse the space. And I guess I wouldn't mind it being so empty as well if there was like a little bit of variety to it as well. I didn't mind the fact that there was like a little mushroomy biome thing that they had down there, but it was so limited in how it was executed. I feel like they could have cranked it up to the nth degree, like make bioluminescent giant mushroom forests that had like mushroomy creatures in it, that had like bogs of like quicksand water stuff amongst it that you had to deal with, and like creepy vines and stuff. Really crank it up to the nth degree, like boom, 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 bump it up to 11. Then I wouldn't have an issue as much. Same with like the forested biomes that were down there as well. Crank that up. Make it like take some of the creepy tree assets from the Forbidden Forest area up on the overworld. Bring it down to there and really crank it up to 11 again, you know? Hi, Bollicher. Hi, Kay. How you doing? How's it going? It's going. It's going. I've just kind of had to accept that I'll be kind of autopiloting for the rest of the week, Bollicher, with the piece. I'll be making like little improvements over time, but I won't be able to make substantive differences with it until I'm done with the move and I can really think. Because at the moment, I can feel myself just kind of pushing things around a little bit, but I'm not actually making big waves. Hope the move goes well. Yeah, me too. Nothing so far alludes to it going poorly. I'm just fingers crossed that the new internet is good. There are things that make me hopeful about it, and there are other things that make me less hopeful about it. Once you get past the gloom hands as a thing, it was less of a thing. Yeah. Which I don't necessarily have an issue with. I mean, that's how all things tend to be, right? In video games, like the Guardians in the first one, as soon as you encounter the first submerged Guardian in the ground, you're like, oh geez, it head swivels and stuff, you get out of the way. But then you find like the one that's first you find the one that's embedded that can't move its head, and you're like, oh geez, I need to move out of the way of the laser. Then you find the one that can swivel its head, and you're, oh geez, I have to deal with that now. And then you find the one that's fully mobile, and that's just cinema, you know? Whereas I don't feel like there was that in Tears of the Kingdom. You met the Blight Ganon, and then that was it. You know, there was no escalation from there. There was no new feeling of discovery as the game went along. Did I find a cool fridge today? I found a perfectly average fridge, which is exactly what I needed. I don't need any of the fridges with the screens in them or the filter on the front or anything like that. No, I'm good. I just need like a fridge that can refrigerate things and also has a freezer in it so that I can freeze things. And it has both those things, so I'm over the moon. You do an encouraging dance that fills Bahali with vigor for his move. I appreciate the sentiment. I'm kind of, you know, when somebody's like singing. Yeah, when somebody's putting on like a singing performance or something, and you're like, this is nice, but they're looking directly at me, and I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, that's me with most things, but still. So, another crab? Yeah. Yep. I wanted to break up the silhouette a little bit, so I'm putting some scratch marks in it that, one, make it so that it's not so flat, but two, also kind of alludes to there being creatures that could place scratch marks in a crab like this. As long as it's cold, something even colder. Yep, that's the thing. So yeah, I'll be taking secondary measurements tomorrow just to make sure that it fits in the spot, that because the cavity for the fridge is directly behind the door, so I need to really make sure that that there's clearance for it, because otherwise, that could be a little bit problematic. I believe there is. I strongly believe there is, but I need to make sure. I need to make doubly sure. So once I've done those secondary measurements, it's all good. I shall receive fridge on Wednesday next week. Maybe someone stepped on that crabbo a few times before. Yeah, just with little claws, you know. They wouldn't get shells if they didn't need them. Exactly. Lighting from its eyes is super satisfying. Yeah, it'll reflect on the ground in the same way that this one does as well. Once I'm done with it, I just need to make sure that it's vaping in the way that I need it to, because right now it doesn't feel like it's conical. I believe that to be a lighting issue. If I bump this middle bit of the cone forward a little bit more, it'll feel a bit more round. Yeah, there we go. And then to push that even further, we take a darker tone and just kind of run it through here, just to kind of accentuate its curves just a little bit. There we are. Potentially a little bit on the right side as well. Your fridge door pushes up against the corner of the wall, the magnetic one, if I remember. Yeah, yep. It's fine. I anticipate that it will be. It's more if it like gets in the way of the front door is more the concern. That feels a little bit more satisfying, but I feel like it's a wee bit subtle for how far away it is. So what I might do is go with a larger brush and just kind of vaguely brush these values forward. That way it reads better from a distance, but also gets rid of some of the detail. Because I don't want the majority of the detail to be here. I want the majority of the detail to be here, back in the tavern. So having a bit of detail is fine. But if it's too distracting, that could be a problem. In and of itself. All of that aside, though. Hey, Kessa, Bollitter, how you doing? How's your day been? Good morning to those who have just woken up. So I believe I was ranting about Zelda when you first came in, so I just double checking, making sure that I'm being polite. A little bit of highlight on the back there, where light has come in, hit the back of the claw, and is reflecting on the shell. Yeah, exactly. If I hit people with the link noises without any context, what would they think, Billy? Might think they were watching your rare stream and someone was following you. Again, because I'm not very good at just like thinking of these things internally, I'll voice them out loud. I'm also looking to potentially mod a couple more people. Because Tavern is getting real raucous around here. No, just because just because I'm conscious of the fact that there's a lot of, well, not a lot of pressure on Billy and Ghoulie at the moment, but the tavern is getting more and more populated, and I don't want it to feel like they have to be in stream at all times, you know? Bring the mischief. Yeah, see? Criminal. Number one. Speaking of Bollitter, the Metroid piece is coming along. So I haven't seen the new Metroid piece. I did see it as part of the you mentioned it before, but I was out all day today. I should go back through the VOD if Bollitter has VODs available. Had it on the background while for the Nintendo music while you drove home. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. You can carry a sword. Oh, okay. Yes. That makes sense. I can mod a Noctua. You enjoy being here when you can. Yeah, of course. I'm not implying that you don't. It's just I'm conscious of the fact that you have adult responsibilities, and I don't want it to feel like you need to prioritize being here when you got like important other stuff to do, you know? Haven't been a regular long. Happy to help in any way. I'll absolutely keep your name in mind, Kels. It wouldn't be a case of like me not trusting you or anything like that. It's more of a case of, this sounds horrendous, but I'm not good at like being subtle. It's a case of like, I want to give you time to see if you enjoy. How do I word this? I'm just gonna say words and then I can alter after the fact. Okay, we'll go through editing mode afterwards. I want to give you time to see if you enjoy being here for like an extended period of time. You know, because I don't want you to feel like you're now tethered to this place because I've given you mod status. You know, like, oh god, I would love to do anything else with my time right now, but because Bahali's given me mod, I'm stuck here, you know? So I want to give you time to like see all the ugly sides of Mahali, you know? If you don't love me at my worst. Oh, horrendous. No, not that, but you know what I mean. You did mod for some other friends when they still streamed and you want to help out? Okay. Okay. I will take you up on that offer then. You get it? All good? Okay. 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 Sorry, I fall over myself sometimes, but words eventually follow. That sounds sus, Mahali. I'm a monster. What can I say? Haven't you seen the rant board? I yell about things. Known you for over a decade. Nocture's been part of the community for over 4 years. Yeah. Yep. If you don't mod for me at my worst, you don't deserve to mod for me at my best. Yeah, basically. Considering banning Nocture so you can hoard all the mod powers to yourself. And on that day, the mod wars began. A bloody and kind of silly war. Everybody kind of had their hands on their hips like, what are we doing? Oh, dearie dear. So, what are your thoughts on the mod war? What are we doing? Would never expect anything. Just figured you'd throw that out there in case I ever found that I'm in a bind and need some assistance. Thank you. No, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you do end up putting up with me, Kels, it's very much so something that I see myself doing in the future. Just as a full warning, just so I don't spring it out of nowhere. Mostly on mobile. So in the chats you do mod, you're mostly useless. Oh, no. Nerfed by Twitch's terrible mobile integration. Yeah. I just found out the other day, by the way, that subscribing to people on Twitch is more expensive on mobile. That was rude. That was a rude surprise. Thank goodness I didn't do that. I immediately jumped on PC to subscribe, but like still, what? Just be warned, you do not hold much knowledge on D&D yet. You're completely fine. There's there's nothing on the front door that says you need to be this height in D&D knowledge before you can come in. That's not Twitch's fault. Apple has a 30% cut, so companies raise the price to offset it. Yeah, that's fair. Didn't know that yet. Yeah. That's okay. Like, I have a computer. It takes me 2 seconds to just boot it up and subscribe through there. But, that's so heckin' rude. I get this overwhelming urge to be like, hey, so if you subscribe to me, just make sure that you don't do it. You just don't do it through mobile. I want to give a disclaimer every time now. At times you don't want to wait when you've gifted a few here and there. Yeah, that's fair. Ah, bamboozled. Tricked. You can also do it on the web browser and mobile. Yeah, that's the thing. I do the same thing for whenever I want to Prime. Whenever I want to Prime sub to somebody, I jump on the mobile browser instead. Hi, Peace. How you doing? Pieces Shark. Oh my god. How you doing? How's your day been? 8 is a strong first showing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be optimistic. 8 is a little bit rough. Is on the low side. Shows your overall luck. As somebody who consistently rolls single digits in D&D whenever I play as a player, welcome. It's good to have you. Pisces is in the star. Oh, is it Pisces? My apologies. I'm blind. Don't mind me. Hold on now. What do you mean? I do roll consistently low. Of the freaking crits I get. No. That's but that's in Daggerheart. That's different. It's not with a D20. It's with 2 D12s. It's different. Super looking forward to telling me about the last D&D session. Hell yeah. Well, Noctua, because I'm not streaming next week, I'm gonna have a ton of time to I'll probably spend a bunch of time just chilling in the Discord. While I'm sitting around while I'm sitting around not doing anything anyway. I'll have plenty of time next week. Let me at him. Ooh, with the 18, that's tough. What if I bring some of this lighter blue into... Ooh, that feels better. It feels diegetic now. It actually blends into the environment that it's sitting in. It is canon to this world. Mushrooms exist. Huzzah. Oh no. Pisces, that's okay, because, good news, when you roll a 5 and below, You go to a magical place. You go to a magical place, unlike any you've known before. It's commonly referred to as the pit. It's fun down there. There are all sorts of things to do. I just can't think of them right now. Oh. And a new quest. Somebody close that blasted window. Yeah, with enthusiasm. With enthusiasm. The 19, Yumi. The 19 is not bad. Let the 19 give you strength to deal with the character design you're struggling with. Good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. I struggle with characters. Thank goodness, thank goodness my clients are the ones that have to do all the creative things. Okay, what's the character? What do they look like? What are they wearing? Cool, 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 cool. And now I just do like the... now I just make it look like a thing. The dice god listens to those who seek guidance, seemingly so. The dice god giveth, and I've also been led to understand that the dice god taketh away as well. Does that count as a crit success when it was the goal, or does that count as an actual falling into the pit? I'd imagine that on a nat 1 to get into the pit, even if it's like intended, the way that you end up falling in is spectacular. In the uncoordinated sense. Hi Crow, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Making the reference for exactly this. It's tough. I do not envy full-time portrait artists. I'm letting my bias show again, don't mind me. One of your proudest roles was trying to stab Miz in the art stream after he tried to stab you. Right before you did it, you said, "This is how you do it, Miz. Watch me." And you got a 3. Pay attention to the... Oh. That's tough. Just a heads up, because I started so late today, because I was a sleepy little guy. I should not present it like that. It just seems like I'm snoozing. I needed to nap after working on like house moving stuff all day before I streamed, which meant that I ended up sleeping into stream time a little bit. It means that I'll be running a little bit short today. So instead of running for 4 hours, I'm going to be running for 3. Just a heads up, so don't just end stream early out of nowhere. Do not know much of D&D, but you have friends who play a bunch, so from time to time you hear some of their stories of their adventures. Pardon me. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I recommend that you give it a go. It's something where you won't really get a sense for it unless you try. I feel personally, especially as somebody who's creative, I think it's a wonderful thing. So if you get the opportunity to try it, I recommend that you do. Why, oh why, does my stuttering return when I'm tired? Frick you. Come on, brain. Work with me here. I don't stutter when I talk to myself. Whenever I have to think through something out loud, I don't think I ever stutter. As soon as I have to talk to somebody else, good lord. You've been invited to a friend's fragged Empire game? With your first time trying a tabletop system other than 10 Candles or D&D? Ooh, hell yeah. Let me know how it goes, because I'm always keen to hear how other systems work. Thank you for the sub, by the way. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, let me know how it goes, because I'm always keen. I've tried a few systems. I started actually not with D&D. I started with Dark Heresy, 2nd edition, I believe. And that gave me a really good sense of what's out there, given that it works quite differently from a D&D. And then with Daggerheart now, playing with Billy, playing with Billy and my housemate. Yeah, no, it kind of broadens my horizons a bunch. And then even if I don't necessarily play that new game, it gives me ideas for how to run D&D, because I'm a D&D fiend. Asking too much of my brain? Clearly. Hi Aiden, how you doing? 19? My goodness. For full clarity, Thank you, Pisces. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the tavern. I hope you enjoy your stay. Speaking of welcome to the tavern, hi. Hi, Galactica. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, let me give you the full treatment. Hi. Welcome in. How'd you go? How was stream? Chaos. Welcome in. How you doing? How'd you go? You're streaming art. Nice. I hope you had a good stream. Hi, Jamie. Hi. Ooh, with the natural 20 as well. Hell yeah. Dump truck. Willow. Freak. Hi. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good time. If you've got any art that you'd like to share, I would love to see. Any work in progresses, something from this stream, something from your body of work as a whole. Yeah, anything that you'd like to show everyone, please feel free to chuck a link in the chat directly or the Discord. Either works. Welcome in, everyone. If you haven't met me before, hi, I'm Mahali. I'm a fantasy illustrator, so I work on portraits, landscapes, creature design, character design, scenes, that sort of thing. If you like fantasy, you might like it here. Enjoy your lurk. Enjoy your lurk, fairy. You didn't finish today's one? You were chatting too much? I would be a hypocrite if I ever judged you for that. I yap up a storm. So I totally get it. I totally get it. At this point in time, you've probably built a mineshaft series, a small village in the pit. You've been down here for so long. It's tough. Speaking of tough, here we go. I don't know why I even try. I don't know why I try. I've got the lung capacity of a small child. You do have to uncrumple your body, so you must lurk for a little bit. All good, all good. Thanks for the raid, but 2, thanks for looking after yourself. Enjoy the lurk. Free drinks, yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, look at that. My water's topped up again. Thanks, Crow. It's seawater. Oh, God. I keep forgetting. Heckin' gross. How is everybody rolling so high today? I started the stream with a natural 1. Heckin' rude. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with my single digit. Shallows invite algae. How green was the seawater? Yeah, pretty green. You're right. I should have kept my eyes peeled. Soggy spinach water. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's on me. The move is well and truly started, by the way. We have lovely new features in the background of stream. We have box. We have almost empty bookshelf. We have no plushes anymore on the bed. It's wonderful. Next stream, it's not even going to be me. I'm going to be packed into a box as well. What was the quest about? Or I'm not sure. I don't think anybody's redeemed it yet, so we won't know until somebody pulls it from its tab. Bragged Empire, a sci-fi tabletop game that you're only getting your brain around all the lore and possibilities of. Oh, actually, that is a good point. It does present you with the opportunity to like explore a new setting. Hell yeah. Overall, you don't talk much. You normally lurk or you do other things. Hope everyone has a lovely day. You'll be returning to your lurking abyss. All good, Pisces. You're completely fine. Enjoy your lurk. Okay. Kessa. No, not Kessa. It's Rain. Hello. It's Kay. Kay, you walk over to the wall where the quest is stabbed into it with a knife. You pull it from its perch. The crooked merchant is wanting the most magical tree you can find. Ooh. Okay. I don't think we've had this combination before. No, I can say with confidence that we haven't had this combination before. Choose at least one challenge. Style, ancient pottery, technique, black and white, or detail. Include a background. I like the... sorry, I'm not supposed to... I'm not supposed to put my finger on the scales. I am ambivalent to this challenge. I'm ambivalent to this art quest as a whole. Black and white, this quest was made for you. I know, right? Literally catered to. Style seems interesting. Yeah, we've had it once before with Miz. Miz made somebody a pair of shoes, I believe. With the pottery style. You'll take it with the black and white? Okay. As you no promises on the pottery style, that's completely fine. It's just pick at least one, right? So if you go with the black and white at the very least, you're good. You're good. You could do more for like extra credit, but yeah, just the one is fine. As you announce that you'll take the quest, the quill jumps to life, signs your name at the bottom of the contract, and seals the deal. Good luck, Adventure. You got this. You got this. You got this. Love the sound of this. I know, right? Even just the premise is heckin' cool. You have a lot of artsing to do now? You let someone else take it? Yeah, you're completely fine. You're fine. The character you're working on used to be a human around 3 millennia ago, but ditched that to become a god in the digital realm. Then they were dragged out and had their consciousness shoved into a war machine, forced to fight in a war to wipe out all organic life. Now they're free, but stuck in a physical robot body. Ooh, lots of suffering. Hell yeah! Somebody after my own heart. Yes, have your characters suffer. It leads to gritty depth. Their whole plan / mission is to escape into a new second digital paradise because they believe that either becoming a mind of code or the things that they did as a mechanoid war machine means that they no longer have a soul, or at least not one that could access any kind of normal afterlife. Existential robot fish out of water type thing. Yeah. Hell yeah. Ooh, that could have some really satisfying character arcs to it. I'm gonna say I'm just the temptation, but I don't want to necessarily lock in any ideas for you. Not that I don't think that you've already thought out some potential avenues for it, but the idea of a character like that, essentially having a your soul is the friends that you made along the way kind of revelation would be beautiful. C'est magnifique. Hello, world famous artist and entertainer Bahali. Hello, Fields. How you doing, bud? How was Haste? Sorry, I went for a nap. I went for a nap towards the end, so I didn't. No, I saw you beat the boss fight. I did. The boss fight seemed cool. The idea of like a Sonic the Hedgehog style boss fight that isn't just spin dash at the weak point over and over. I love. A lot of cool ideas you've got in your head, but you'd love to hear what I'm thinking. Basically, yeah, that like your character goes through this arc of realizing that this sense of the afterlife isn't the most important thing. That they would happily die amongst friends as like a true mortal. Absolutely tear-jerking stuff. Loved it. Soundtrack rocks. Agree. It was a bop. Completely agree. It reminds me of you immediately took to the skate game, but not with this much enthusiasm. Actually, I think this is the most enthusiastic I've seen you with a new soundtrack. Also fun that they're a veteran of war, still ongoing. They can't openly discuss because they're still very much so a target to be reconverted into a war machine. Leads to some like it's always tasty to have a little bit of secrecy with a character. Like, what would my friends think if they knew that I have done this? Or what would my friends think if they knew that I am this? Or, you know, like, yeah, juicy character revelations. It's good. Do you love that idea? It's been 3 millennia since they were human, and at some point saw that it's been beneath them, yet they're forced back into the physical realm. They can't help but enjoy the little things that come with being alive. Yeah, it's the classic Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Hi, Vid. Hi, welcome in. How you doing? Hi, Caffeinated. How you doing? Welcome. Sorry, it took me a second. My reading comprehension is through the floor. Hi Vid, welcome. How was stream? Were you working on the space station? Imagine if a soundtrack was a literal object. If it has rocks, do they keep it humming? Animals walking down the track might. Oh, like a soundtrack. Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of those walkable pianos, right? The big jumbo-sized ones. Like a singing road? Yes, so good. Hi, Digi. 90 times 90. I know. Good lord. Skate Story was a lot more stylistic, lended its music to the gameplay itself. A lot of the time there were, whereas Haste just feels and sounds fast, which is exactly what you need it to be. Yeah. It helps with the holistic product, right? Stream is good. Actually finished the space station. Hell yeah, that's awesome. If you're good to share it, I would love to see, but no stress. If it's still a case of like needing to upload it and stuff, still, you're completely fine. If there's anything else that you'd like to share, though, happy to see it regardless. Wrote up a lot of the little dialogues for them because you find it helps you find the voice of the character. It's a lot of life might actually be nice, then sharply, but that's just an illusion. You knew heaven and you intend to return to that. Just a lot of clearly lying to themselves. Yeah. I mean, it's the classic Pirates of the Caribbean, right? That I was kind of alluding to before. That idea of, immortality, but I do not get to taste the delights of food. And, you know, the whimsy of, you know, every moment potentially being my last. It's the same thing. Where, yeah, you're immortal and you get to experience like a heavenly existence. But what is that if it's like a hollow existence, you know? You want to share? Posting the socials as we speak? Hell yeah. Yep. Post away. You'll play more? It would be a shame if you didn't. Was it part of... It must have been. I was going to say, was it part of your... where you go from one game to another every hour? Fields, Billy, all the rest, firm handshakes. How you doing, Digi? As part of the roulette stream? Then yeah, it would be a shame if you didn't continue with it if you're enjoying it this much. I always love seeing where like a big AAA game struggles with a particular concept. In this particular case, Sonic the Hedgehog, and then an indie game comes along and goes, hey, you know what? We actually have some solutions to how this could be. This is gonna this is gonna be inflammatory, but I don't care. How do we make the game fun? But it literally reads as Sonic the Hedgehog, but what if it was fun? Stuff like a prisoner may appreciate a comfortable chair. It does not mean the prison is acceptable. Helped me remember something important, that being alive is not merely an imitation. Yeah, yep. It's always glorious to have characters kind of realize what makes them tick, you know? Revelations. I should mention this because I should mention it with regularity leading up to next week. Just a heads up, everyone. There aren't going to be any streams next week as I move into the new place. Just because I need to focus on getting everything done. And I know for a fact that I will be overwhelmed if I don't take the time. But after that, should be back no problem. Your Mastodon account is federated to Blue Sky, so today you do a Blue Sky. Oh, ooh, hell yeah! Let's have a look. Ah, turned out so good. That's so heckin' cool. Jade, if you're looking for inspiration, But the new setting. How cool is this? Love, love, love the position of the engine so far down. Reminds me of is it B-wings from Star Wars? So cool. With like the what appears to be maybe like a power facility or something at the back. And then the domed city with like greenery and stuff on the inside, and then potentially rail cannons on the front. No, not rail cannons, docking stations. Hell yeah. Literally, this ship is docking with it. That's so heckin' cool. The sub-dome on the inside as well. So good. So good. The little radial. What's the term for when in sci-fi? Greebling? I think that's the term. I don't think it is. There's something like a greeble, some term like this that refers to just like adding in extra like sci-fi shapes. Oh, it's so satisfying to see. So good. Guys, if you haven't already, please follow Vid. Wonderful time. He's incredibly inviting in his streams. Lovely place to hang out. And then on top of that, you've got the Blue Sky link there as well to check out if you want. Basically unacceptable. You suggest we, the people of the tavern, rage against this machine. Very well done. Very, very, very well done. Hi, dump truck. How you doing? Sorry, I did see you before, but welcome in. How you doing? The back is for logistics. The city is kind of Vegas, so they are cruise ships dropping off the passengers for gambling and pleasure on the platform. Docking of passenger ships in the front. Hell yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'm a sucker for world building, so anytime that you get into the nitty gritty of like what is where for what reason, it's super satisfying. How are things here, Mahali? Every visit the tavern just gets better and better. Thank you. It's getting there. I think I've said that since the start, but truly, I don't consider that it's too far away. It's just I know that I'll be not procrastinating with it, but I won't really be making like big sweeping changes and progress for the next for the rest of the week, because my brain's going to be cooked basically every time that I stream. But I'm making little bits of headway. House painter. Really like the new look at the tree. Thank you. I was struggling with it for a while, but I'm happy with the... Oh god, I've just realized that the reflection is off now that I've moved the window. I'm happy with the solution that I came up with. Hi, Shampoo. How you doing, bud? You miss your wife, the pet? All the kids these days yearn for the pet. You sending in an art fair piece with time to spare? Well. I can't believe it. Did I sell it? Congratulations on it. No, as much as I tease, it's incredibly satisfying to be like, I have worked on a piece for the amount of time that I wanted to, and it is done. Good job. It's so freaking good. Don't tell me that, because I have to wait. Heck. Sucks to be me. Fair. Still can't open till Christmas. Literally. But I know that it's an N64. I want to play my Nintendos. I want to play my Nintendos and I don't get to. Speaking of things that I should do, though, I should take my break. It has been an hour. And I'm procrastinating. A bit cranky, fell asleep at the computer, which is fine. Your chair is a recliner. However, your mum kicked her cat out of her room. And she wouldn't shush. Dearie dear. The creature was being loud again. Oh, that's fair. Sorry. Take a break? Yeah, I should. Okay. I'm going to take a break for a couple of minutes. I recommend that you do the same if you've been sat for the past hour. Recommend getting up, moving around a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. No more, no less. I mean, maybe less, hopefully less. But I'll be running 3 minutes of ads just so that we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the next hour. See you soon. Yuppie. as part of my little jaunt that I did as part of my stretching, I walked into the other room, and literally across the way, my cat was sitting there with all of her limbs bundled up, as wide as she could possibly make herself, staring directly at me, very much so with "I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond" energy. It was great. So good. Why, hello, little miss. How were ads? Were they good? Sorry. I honestly, I hope we had some instances of dodging ads. We've had a few patrons of the tavern who have been gifted with an ability to consistently matrix dodge ads, and it's a wonderful thing. You didn't see? Just like that. "15 kilograms of semi-aquatic presence begins to press in on the tavern." No. No. Digi, I don't know what it is. That's so tough. That's so tough. I swear there's nothing on my end. Ads just depend a lot on which country you're in, what time of day it is. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because they target you with like different ads for different demographics and stuff, right? Yeah, no, that does make sense. And like they wouldn't just be like, we don't have any ads that would suit you at the moment, so we're just gonna give you one just randomly, because the other ad providers pay for targeted ads, so they're not just gonna start using that budget on random people as well. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Makes sense. Whatever it was gone now. Digi, I'm reading it as foreshadowing. I hear like movement on like the window shutters and stuff, and like around the tavern. I'm anticipating the reveal. Yeah. presence is definitely searching for the tavern. Okay. Okay. You know what? Did you? I'll play ball. I'm going to roll insight to see if I can get a sense of like what this creature's intentions are beyond just searching. What does a 12 get me? Part of me kind of wishes that I'd rolled a natural one again in that instance, just so that I could be like, what does a natural one get me? The intentions? Yeah. Does it seem aggressive? Does it seem curious? Does it seem desperate? Curious and on some sort of quest. Okay, okay. So curious and with like a bit of drive as well. Okay, okay. It's actually unfair. The best I can do is a 12 when you've got other people casually dropping 17s, 18s, 19s, a couple of natural 20s before. It's fine. Hope you're doing well, dump truck. Questing seems to be in his nature. Ooh, okay. I need to turn that into a saying. I've got a song in my heart and a quest in my soul. And thank goodness that doesn't sound like something else like Art Soul does. My God. My ability to discern these things ahead of time is non-existent. There's an air of nobility around it. Ooh. The noble Bollicher, perhaps? What if in D&D players didn't just roleplay but also GM'd about each other with their own decisions about what the dice mean for themselves, and the actual DM then has less work in terms of environmental catastrophe? I'm sure that there are systems out there that exist. Yeah, because that's kind of what like improv is, right? Like true improv, where you're kind of like deciding the flow of things a little bit yourself as the actor as well. Daggerheart has that to an extent. Like you can describe like how you're interacting with the world and stuff in ways that D&D doesn't tend to. This to the top, does that? Oh yeah, it does mess with things. Let's try that. More chaos, but players could describe the environment dramatically depending on the area. I mean, I'm a strong believer in the fact that you can do that in D&D as well. It's up to the comfort of the DM, obviously. But I wouldn't have an issue with if a player was like, okay, so DM, you said that we're in this kind of area, right? Well, I'm going to walk up to some barrels that I see over to the side. I'm going to push them over towards, I presume there's like a sewer crate somewhere, like a sewer grate somewhere close. I'm going to push the barrel over to this, and you kind of like explore the scene without the DM necessarily giving it to you. If you were Bolicher, you'd show up. Right now, rips open the pantry door. Time to snack. Pretty common for your group to have the GM go, okay, so that's a success / failure, and then you players go, ooh, I imagine what it would look like. Yeah, yep. That's locate Bolicher. Sorry, bud. You're too busy occupied with the bounty of snacks that you now have in your possession. You miss some of the clues on the horizon. Every time you've done anything like that, you've been micromanaged out of chaos and back to whatever sheep expected to happen in that area. Well, I mean, it depends on the tone of the game. If the game that's being run by both the DM and the group is chaotic, I don't see there being an issue with you adding chaos to the table with how you're describing the scene playing out. But I could imagine if the DM wants to keep things either like relatively grounded or serious or emotional at the time, or whatever it happens to be. Like, for example, if it's a scene of, I don't know, like a funeral of like an important NPC or something, and your character starts like describing that you reveal a curtain that shows that there's actually like a big like stand-up stage, and you get up on the stage and you start telling stand-up jokes, then I could see that like not meshing well with the group. So I could understand that. Whereas if you're adding to the funeral scene with like, I go over to where there are like portraits of people from their family from the past, and I want to steal one of the portraits, and the DM hadn't introduced this idea of the portraits or whatever. Playing within the bounds of the tone, I think, is completely fine. It's definitely chaotic, but adding to it is only the GM. It's difficult to say without being there, you know? Because I could totally just be like, that's like a complete double standard. Like, if you're matching the tone, I don't see there being an issue at all. But it could be that, like, what else is on this layer? Oh, everything. I was on the wrong layer. Yeah, it depends, right? Because if you're matching the tone, I don't see there being an issue. If you're not matching the tone, problem. You're a believer in you can do whatever you want, but expect consequences. Like if you start doing stand-up comedy at a funeral, expect the guest to throw you out and dislike you. Yes, but I think what Jamie is, that's on me for not doing like a good job of articulating like the degree of chaos that I'm getting the sense of. I agree with you. It's more, it'd be closer to, if you went to a funeral and then you're like, suddenly gravity turns off and everything starts floating and the body starts floating out of the coffin. At that point in time, you start like messing with what the game is. And I think that kind of steps on the territory of the GM a little bit. If you start like making up rules for how like the world functions and like how the systems work together at that point in time, or like suddenly a Power Ranger drops through the roof and starts like throwing fireballs, dressed with like Hulk hands on their hands and stuff. Like at that point in time, it starts breaking like the world building, and it starts breaking the like the expectation of the players at the table and stuff. But if that's the tone that's set by the GM, then I don't have an issue. If you want to throw a rock at a zombie to distract it, you get told there's no rocks, even though it's a forested road. You'd expect that. Yeah, that seems silly. That seems, sorry, not on you. That seems silly to not allow that. That, you know, no, that's bonkers. I'm a strong believer of yes-anding. So if you're doing a good job of like playing within the bounds of the tone and the environment that's been established to you, so it's a forest, we're on a road, zombies attack. I'm trying to, you know, trying to be I'm trying to be creative with like how I solve this particular problem. I don't think picking up a rock on a rocky footpath in a forest is messing with anything. Might be a goofiness on his part, to be fair, because your character gets away with a lot of abnormal stuff. It's the normal stuff they don't get away with. Oh. Yeah, no, that's weird then. I can't speak to that. So it's the GM to find a new group or start your own game. Yeah, like if you really have an issue with it, as Digi says, communication is important. Because yeah, to speak to what Lenrin was saying, I completely agree. If it's a case of I want my character to do a crazy thing, you absolutely can. It's just the case that there will be consequences. So if you, basic example, if you steal something from a store, the town's guard will chase you and attempt to arrest you because you're doing a thing against the law. I find that to be completely fine. I only find it to be a problem if, for example, we establish at the top of the game, like, hey, so we're going to be playing like a gritty crime noir game where everybody speaks like in like very serious self monologues. Like there's a little bit of self-awareness to them, but otherwise, you know, like crime noir, like 50s technology, trench coats, that sort of thing. And then if you were to turn up with your character wearing like a RoboCop outfit, and you start like using gravity magic to like move things around, and you start telling like really inappropriate jokes in the middle of everybody else's monologues and stuff. At that point in time, it's like you're messing with like the DNA of the table at that point a little bit too much. One of the other players literally found Shrocks on a zombie and Justin Bieber's phone. I'm not familiar with Shrocks, but potentially like a type of shoe or something in a world where those could not exist. Yeah, no, it seems like the perfect kind of table to add like memes and silly business then. Life is too short for bad D&D. Agreed. Oh, Shrek Crocs. Ah, I see. It's not bad. It's just confusing when you can't throw a rock or dig a hole. Again, like I'm just going off of what info I know from what you're saying. So perhaps I say something in response that makes sense given what info I know, but maybe other players see it differently. I don't know. I don't have all the information, but that seems strange. If it's a thing that continues to be an issue, yeah, I would bring it up with I'd bring it up with the DM and be like, hey, so what am I allowed and not allowed to do? Because it feels like I'm getting mixed signals here, because you're allowing me to like hurl Hadoukens at people, but then as soon as I go to, I don't know, like put on a hat, you're like, oh, that it's against the rules. Now get what I was saying earlier. Definitely a line you should not cross as a player with adding to the world. Know of one campaign where it works really well, but those guys have been playing for a lot of years together and the world is written in a way where ridiculous stuff is more normal. Yeah, Legends of Avantris is a perfect example of this. Potentially even the one that you're making reference to. Because as you've said, like they've played together for ages, they have a good sense of where each other's boundaries are, and the world is set up in a way where memes are just kind of par for the course. 18's not bad. Ooh, over 100. Hey, Dumb Pretender. Yeah, triple digits. Triple. Used a soundboard once. It caused a race of ant cyborgs to become canonical, so that was funny. See, like, it doesn't seem like improv is an issue at the table. It seems like specific improv is confusingly an issue, so you might want to get it clarified. You're referring to a German group? Ah, fair. But yes, I'm aware of Avantris that similarly has very, very, very memey additions as introduced by the players as well. So it can definitely work. It just depends on the table. But that's the thing with that's the lovely thing about tabletop in general, is that so many things can work. It just depends on finding the right group for you. Your brain isn't working properly right now. Your mum just absolutely smashed you on blackjack. Oh, heckin' wrecked. My condolences. So is that you retired from blackjack now? Heading off to bed? Gonna do some reading? Thanks for stream. Thanks for hanging out, Kels. Have a lovely night. Enjoy the book. Sleep well. I won't be going for too much longer either. I'll be going for another 15 minutes or so. Meanwhile, in the tavern, which kind of windows do we want? The owner? All of them? Literally. What can I say? I've got an eclectic style. Game dailies and go to bed? Yeah. Good. Good, 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 good. It's getting pretty late. It's getting pretty late. Oh, good lord. Language is tough. Window inclusive? Yeah. All of them. Literally all of them. It's like 7 p.m. Oh, your time is a lot further off. I thought you were a little bit closer to me. Yeah, okay. Okay. So what, you're 4 hours behind? Hi, Bebop. How you doing, bud? Stream ran very late. Yeah, it's more that I had to nap before stream because I had a full-on day. But I'm going a little bit later to make up for it. No dark corner to brood in, mysteriously, since the windows can be on all visible sites. At least one section with less windows needs to have the bar. Not necessarily. You could have a floating bar. Floating bar is in like not connected to a wall. Plus, it's not all necessarily in one room, right? You could have a wall there with the bar along it. Started at 11 p.m. Ended 5 a.m. now. Ah, right. Yeah, 6-hour stream. Hell yeah. Yeah, 6 hours live. Good lord. Good job. Good job for getting through. Gotta head out now to meet with a friend. Look after yourself, bud. Enjoy your day. Have fun. Minecraft randomizer? Ooh. How'd you go? How random we talking? Floating works. Don't want sneaks having an easy sniping view of the bar from the sides, because then bandits can just shoot them from the sides and then take the booze. Yeah, potentially so. The bar could be across the back wall. We don't have view of the back wall. Windows good. Windows near bar danger. Yes, but also keep in mind, magic world. The windows could be magically reinforced. Or one way? Yeah. The potential is unlimited. Light goes out, but sights do not go in. Yeah, potentially so. Tavern isn't nestled in some extremely dangerous area, is it? No, it's in oh, I forget. Where's it actually located? I have it here somewhere. Why can't I remember? Browsing. Because it's in the Duskwood, but there's this particular area is called something. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. Tall Tale Respite. Depends on the weather. Was always your impression that the tavern was a peaceful spot? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like the Duskwood as a whole is incredibly dangerous, but Tall Tale is quite safe. Quite safe in comparison. Maybe the windows glow of their own accord, display ghost-like memories of various days. Never know what's actually going on inside until you go through the door. The outside is always looks lively with shadows dancing and drinking. I love that idea. I really do. But I'm going to have it so that the lights are turned off in a different version of this painting, so it can't be, unfortunately. But absolutely hold on to that concept because that's so cool. But shadows need breaks too. I suppose. Going for a few more minutes, just a heads up. Windows being told, oh, it's not morning yet, go back to sleep at a random line of... I do like that, that's fun. I like the idea of the tavern itself having control over, perhaps not like holograms in the windows, but I do really like the idea of it having control over like all the candles and lighting on the interior. So being able to walk into the tavern when I first open up shop and be like, come on, up you get, and like all the lights turning on. That's fun. Like the house in Encanto? Yeah, potentially so. Sentient Tavern sounds so cute. Yeah. Because the floorboards opening up and soloing people into the pit is already a thing, right? There's a degree of attempting to barter with the tavern. I've had a few people attempt to plea with it to let them into the pit, so it makes sense. When people get a room, the house makes a new room for them. Yeah. So as it currently sits, the top floor is where all the accommodation is, and seemingly there's no limit to the amount of people that can stay. Whenever anybody subscribes, they receive a mysterious rusted key that just works in one of the locks. And that's why the windows are so inclusive. Yeah. It's a tavern for all sorts of folk. Infinite place means infinite variety? Exactly. Exactly. You've turned in your quest. Had to call it. Too many art pieces going on right now. Not getting finished. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Shall we have a look? You decided to blitz the color? I mean, I don't hate it. It's taking me a second to reacclimatize. No, just as a reminder for what the quest was. Ditty. Here we are. Hilda the Hill Giant is wanting fresh jam. Make the flavor interesting. I suppose that's my final question for you, Ditty. Is what flavor of jam is it? No more questing until you get all the backlog done? More than fair. More than fair. I'm more than fine with you putting quests on hold, by the way. If you take one, you're like, I need a couple of months to just get my work done, but I'll get it done after that. It's completely fine. So good. I love the little details. The lighting is spicy. I love the light source as well. That's heckin' cool. Very wispy. I like a lot. Imagine being a fae or spirit, finding your door, and inside it's just an entire forest glade with nostalgic tones and styles and just feels exactly like home. Hot Spring works too. Yeah. I hadn't thought that it was infinite space within the room itself. That is a cool thought. That is a cool thought. I hadn't thought about it that way. Okay, you're out. Have a great evening. Thanks, Vid. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the raid as well. Really appreciate it, bud. Look after yourself. Have a great day. Of course. Of course. Of course. Wasn't thinking infinite, but you were thinking large. Yeah, okay. So just like a larger space, yeah. It's grape jam, but the grapes are the size of bowling balls. That's fantastic. Oh, I think I would hate grapes like that. I think I would hate grapes that big. I don't know why, but that kind of scares me. Well, scare is a strong word, but it makes me uncomfortable. I have no idea why. That's weird. The rooms in Encanto were huge too. Like Bruno's Tower was massive. Yeah. I probably not that big. I think like a bag of holding, right? Where the interior space of the thing is larger, but within a certain allowance. Like if you get a small bag of holding, it can only contain so much, and then if you get a slightly larger one, so on and so forth. Imagine getting hit by one. Be like a medicine ball. Oh, yeah, it would be actually, yeah. Heckin' terrifying. I'm not sure how I feel about this particular crab. I reckon it's cute. Yeah, I'll speak plainly. I wonder if it would feel better if there was like a crab on an angle here, kind of in the foreground, kind of angled with this slope. I feel like it would read better and just feel better in general. Crab is nice. I think maybe the rock to the left looks unnatural. This one here. Feel like grapes were big enough. The inner skin in the water. That one there. Yeah. Not sure what to do with it. I've given it a few treatments. Nothing seems to stick. feel like if grapes were big enough, the inner skin bits would be thicker too. So you could separate one into 6 or more sacks. Yeah, that's a good point. Close to like a watermelon at that point. Just a little bit of a different shape might do. Yeah, could do. I could experiment with that. I feel like its elevation feels weird. Like where it's sitting in the water feels a bit strange. I'm not entirely sure why. Feels almost like because the perspective is kind of slanted in that direction. It's almost like the rock needs to be a bit augmented on that left side. Maybe it just needs a friend. Just a second little rock down the bottom there. Watermelons don't have the inner skin. Keep thinking pages, that's not correct. I can't. Yeah, you know what it is? It feels like a flat perspective on the rock. So see how this island here feels like it's angled with that kind of vanishing point? It feels like that rock isn't adhering to that. So perhaps if I look into yeah, potentially shaving a little bit off the side here and angling it to face that way, that could work. Like giving it a more distinct face on this side, and then carving off a section down here or something. Yeah, because even that feels a lot better. Something to consider for next time. Hi Rosies, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Just in time. I'm just about to wrap up. Hi. How you doing? How's your day? If the 2 grabs befriended the rock at the shore on the left, and then I made a foreground crab for the log, think it would probably work. Ah, yeah, where they head over to the left side a little bit more. I'm also struggling with the size of the crabs, I think, as well, because they feel small, which is fine, but their, I don't know, their energy is big. Does that make sense? Another tavern owner? Yeah! I don't know, that particular, for now, what I'll do is I'll copy this layer, duplicate it. I'll hide the original so I have it on lock in case I want to undo this, and just get rid of the crab for now. And then I'll do it with the same, I'll do the same thing with the layer underneath. Duplicate the layer. Hide the original. And then paint over it. Crabs are perfect. I just don't feel good. There's something intuitively off about it for me. And I've got it, like I've still got it, like here. If I go to this layer. Like, crab still exists. Crab's still here. It's just for now, until I figure out what I want to do. By the path makes them seem that they're at least beach ball size or just under. Yeah. I don't know. There's something weird. There's something weird at play. And I wanna return to before second crab. As like a return to status quo until I can figure out what's wrong. Could it be perspective? I feel like it's always perspective for you when things feel intuitively off. That could also be it. It could be the fact that the beach is supposed to be angled upwards, and they're kind of angled down. That's probably it, actually. Yeah, that could be something that I play with next time. Is shifting it so that like this claw is sitting higher, that claw is sitting lower, and the body is skewed a little bit more. That way it kind of sits with the angle of the beach a little bit better. And if anything, it'll help to inform what the angle of the beach is. Hi, Billy. I'm wrapping up. I'm wrapping up. Don't yell at me. Where did the crab go? It's still here. It's still here. It's just I've got a second version now that I can return to if need be. You're good. Non-destructive editing, I swears. Thanks for hanging out. I need to start wrapping up, or else I never will. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Grandma's exterminate. Don't. It was not. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope you had fun. It'll be a little bit of an earlier stream tomorrow, but according to schedule. So if you're unsure as to when that'll be, I've got timetable and schedule and everything underneath the stream, so you can double check there. But otherwise, should be a full 4-hour stream tomorrow as opposed to the 3-hour that we had today. Yeah. Just a heads up again, because I should mention it with a bit of regularity. Next week will be no streams because I'm actively moving house at that point. So I'm going to actually have to start shifting these boxes behind me, and that'll take up all of my time and energy. So I won't be able to stream during that time. But the week after, I should be good. I can't promise that it'll be Monday that I return, but at the very least, early the following week, I should be back into my usual streaming schedule. Have an excellent rest of your day or night, depending on where you are. Look after yourselves. See you soon. Bye-bye.